Alright, hi everyone, TigerHawk23. I'm gonna code some Python today. The last segment on Python didn't work so well because I was on a different computer that isn't nearly as powerful. It was bad, it didn't work very well. But I only did a couple very small things, and I can do them again pretty easily today, and that will be kind of replacement for that version. It actually, the previous segment cut off about 15 minutes in. I was going for 45 minutes, so 2/3 of what I did went nowhere. So I'm just gonna catch us up on that. When we buy things, purchase in our clicker game, we are formatting some values. We have the quantity of it and the cost and the quantity, and these are just bare numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the number formatter, and we're going to do that. Number formatter. Things closed properly, yes, okay. You always want to make sure your parentheses match. Alright. No, not this one. Not alright. Over here. And then here again. Right? Yes. So we have the config. We're going to split that. This is something that we could probably change, getting the text and splitting it and making something new. I don't know. But it's fine for now. Gear dot button. We could just use the gear dot. Actually, the gears text is a thing that we can grab. The descriptions, I think. Let's check clicker gear. Cost limit tips. Descriptions is the thing. That's right. We could actually make this another another thing. We could do it's because I'm using interpolation elsewhere, and that's in here-ish. Yeah. This, whatever, change the thing, and I have, what am I doing? Where does that come into play? There should be a percent somewhere. Where's percent? Ah, over here, when we make the buttons. So we could format this instead. Probably a good idea. Where else do we have that? Here and here with the percent. Actually, this one is the tip. Oh, that's part of the tip instead of the description. We could probably do something with that as well. Those are the only ones in the whole file, the only place where interpolation happens. So, since we're having it be a string here anyway, we can just do, let's see. We've got %s, and the tips are what? Where are tips? The tips don't have, oh, it adds this thing, so that's not really, yeah. Gear.tip plus this string interpolated with that. That's a little messy. I'm going to actually I'm going to save this as version 13, and then because this is part 14, I'm going to save it as 14. So we will have separate files and commits for separate days. That's better. I want the gear.tip, and then this stuff, and then that. Here's what I'll do. Dot format something. Okay. So I want the gear.tip and space dash space and something over s, close parenthesis, and that's gear.tip with self.number formatter gear per second. And then this stuff, we already have gear.tip in there, and gear per second in there. Oop. Okay, so we're gonna take that out. And we have proper syntax, I think. Just dot format whatever. So that's the one string with the formatter. Okay. Good. So that's taking care of one old style interpolation. I'm going to save this and I'm going to run it and I'm going to see what happens. Let me show you what's going on. Okay, it's going and it's running and there it is and etc. Blah blah blah. Can't buy yet, etc. Cool. And this for gear in sorted whatever only shows up. Take that out too. Only happens in the init. Yeah. So it would only be at the very start of the game, so we don't need to click stuff to make sure that this happens properly because it already did. Good. Alright, now let's take care of this stuff. Let's say, what am I doing? Dot format? Yeah, and I'll need another one of these. Text is this, command is that. Okay. And now we will go into our clicker gear. And we are looking for %s, I believe. And changing it to opening and closing curly brackets. Replace parenthesis %s with parenthesis curly braces. Now let me just look through these, make sure they're what we expect. Yep, I would say so. Looks good to me, looks good. Okay. I don't think I have this particular stuff anywhere else. And I will replace all, and that'll give us that. Okay. Save. And that should already work. Dot format, etc. Okay. Actually, no. Hang on, half a moment. This with the 1 and the 0, this is the quantity, right? Clicks per click. Okay, I think this is the only one that starts at 1. Let's look for the end of that line. It's always 0. Oh, there's a 1. So lines 1 and 3 end in 1. Oh, it's too far to the right. Can't see. Okay. 0. Nothing. Oh, because that's descriptions. Oh, it doesn't have a per second. Well, that's quantity. It doesn't have a quantity. So should we do something with that? Feels like we should. Because we have this stuff and then that. Because here's what we wanted to change. Let's look at that. The text here, where we're going into the widget itself and getting its text and splitting it on this and taking the first one, then adding one of these again. This should handle whether we have one or two things to format. Okay. Actually, this should be it'll be either max or the quantity, right? Right. Some of these don't have a quantity, do they? This and 0, this and 0. I'm currently looking for, I want to make sure each of these things, something and 1, is that the quantity it starts with? Starts with 1, starts with 0, starts with 1. For all of those in that line. Starts with 0. And 0, and 0, and 0, and 0. Those are 0, these are 0. That's nothing. Whoa. Go back. What did we find here? This has no quantity for this thing. Limit. So this has a limit, and it doesn't list a quantity. Search down, okay? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This has a 0, yeah, okay. So I want to make sure I've formatted them all consistently. Can't see that, but it says 0. There we go. 0, okay. So I have either 1 or 0 or sometimes nothing. One of the dealies, this one. This line. Orcish Pride. Does not list anything else. So Orcish Pride, once I hit the limit, we'll find this. Oh, it's just making new ones instead of reformatting. So that was a bit of a cheat. Won't be doing that anymore. So I'll just put in the limit. Why not? Right? And what should it look like? This and 0. And this is the quantity, right? Some things start with 1. Let's search for that. The first and the third. So that's clicker and the click multiplier, right? Click booster. Clicker and click booster. What have we got there? I don't even know what I'm looking for, because I split everything up. So need to check what they start with. I need to check their quantity, right? No, they don't have a quantity. Right, I took that out as a thing. So this will have to be extras, because it starts at 1. Clicker and click booster. What have we got? I'm sure there's a clicker somewhere. In something. Probably in click strength. Okay, clicker, quantity +1. I'll make that extras. And booster dot quantity. Why does that start at 1? I don't know. Let me run that and see what it looks like. It doesn't work. Oh yeah, because, yeah. Yeah, I can't, it's not runnable yet, so I have to fix it first. So I've got, actually, I should still have that up here. Okay. Click booster, it says 1. I didn't buy 1 at that point. But it says I had 1. That seems wrong. And then once I bought 1, it probably would have stayed at 1, because it's the quantity. That doesn't make any sense. So let's fix those things. This is extra clicks per click. Okay. And the third one is 00 clicks, click booster. There should be 0. I guess it's because it's multiplying. No, it doesn't make sense for it to be anything but 0. So we've got this, and extra will be 0. And now that I have that, I can go through. Okay, these were 1. There was one that didn't have anything, and it was, what was it? Kind plain. Let's search for this again. There was one without a 0 after it, I remember. Some upgrade, I don't recall. Maybe it was the previous one? Possibly. Nope. Let's keep looking. 0, 0, 0. And 0, and 0, 0. So they all have a 0 afterward. They all have something. Looks like, to me. Okay. Alright. And we're going backwards now. Let's see what we've got. This should probably have a space. Okay. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to replace all these zeros with more curly braces. And a 0 with curly braces, because that's the quantity. So let's search down, make sure we have something reasonable for everything. Is that formatted wrong? No, it's only finding the ones with a space. Okay. Probably good. And these should only have one per line, easy to look through. Okay. Replace all. There. So, what did I just do? Now what I'll do here is quantity. Let's go with wherever I want to format things. I think I'm formatting the cost everywhere already. No. Okay, I think it's just here. Let's rewrite this part. Text equals. Now we have the description that we want. And where is that? Where is the description listed? It's going to need, it doesn't use the description anymore, other than when it's first creating the things. Okay, text equals format with the cost. No, it's going to need the cost and the quantity. And quantity. So here's where it's doing that, because now it has two values to replace with the format string. Gear.cost and quantity. Good. That's the last bit. Okay. Can move that out of there. That looks a little funny. It's fine, because we want to make it clear that this is just for the format dealy and this is the rest. And where else? That's for the tip. That's fine. Should we include this in the tip? No, the tip is just going to be a convenient little thing without any formatting stuff. Or should it be? Yeah, I think it's fine to add those here. Looks good to me. So that's the tip, just the tip. And now we need the description. So we're gonna go all the way back up, and we're going to get this, which I think should be the same. Pretty much. So this is when we have a quantity that we want to put in, and that's in the purchase, I think. Yes, text equals something. Text equals this, gear.cost with the gear.quantity. Instead of this whole business. Okay. And here we're going to have something similar, but instead of saying the quantity, we're just going to do max, because it's the max. We want to say there is no more that you can do. You want to leave this in there. Okay. Disabled, not disabled. Okay. Let us see what happens when we save everything and run it. It'll explode, I guarantee it. It did not explode. So that makes me nervous. Because when is it gonna explode? It's like having a bomb. It's counting down 10, 9, 8, and it gets to 3 and you close your eyes, and then 3 seconds later nothing's happened. So, don't tell me I did it and it worked the first time. No way. I like when that happens. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And it looks like it did. I don't see any errors in the thing. Let me show you the what's it. See? No errors here. I guess it's correct. That's odd. Let's buy some more things. Max. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty indeed. I'm checking. Oh, per second. The things without a per second now have a per second. So that's not too good. Okay, it's in the tooltip. Why is there something in the tooltip for everything? Where do I do the tooltips? Where do I do that? Somewhere I do the tooltips. Here we are. Tip button. Oh. Per second. Okay. That's not right. Everything has a per second when they shouldn't. Aha! I found something that didn't work. Now I feel better. Very strange, but I do. Because I knew there was going to be something that didn't work, and here it is. So there we have it. Alright, now we can fix it. It's kind of like having a spider, and then you go get a fly swatter or something, and you turn and get it, and then you turn back around and the spider isn't there anymore. It's still there, somewhere. You just don't know where it is. So I run my code, and then if it works, I know there's still a bug, but I just don't know where it is yet. Tracebacks are nice. It's actually a Unix coding style, a Unix way of life. It's better to have things fail early and loudly. For example, you have a bank account, and you are purchasing things normally, and then one day you go to purchase something and you are denied, and you say, what's going on? And you contact your bank and they say, oh, you overdrafted last week and we didn't tell you, and now you have no money, so you can't buy things, and also there's like fees. That's something that would fail, basically, and fail silently. That's also something in Python. It's one of the part of the Zen of Python in PEP 20, I think it is. Errors should not pass silently. If something goes wrong, we want to know about it. So this particular thing with errors being good is something failed and you hear about it immediately, and it doesn't just keep on going and letting errors build up on top of errors. Because if you've got something like a database, something reasonably large, and you've got something that is wrong but doesn't cause an error, for example, if you've got an extra 0 somewhere, so you're multiplying things by 10, and then it's wrong, so it's not gonna fail noisily, it's just going to be breaking everything. And then one day you will find out what is broken, and you will have a busy day. So anyway, this did not fail quickly and noisily, but I saw it. That's what testing is for. So let's see. If it has a per second, I want to allow it to display. But if not, then I don't. If gear.per_second format string equals this with the things and one of these /s, else format string equals I know, equals this with no dash. What's it? And here we will simply use format string dot format, and rather than the formatter with the per second, we don't always want that. We want it if it's not 0 or nothing. Actually, if we do have nothing, we will have to give it something else, like that. There we go. So if it's non-zero, then we want it itself, the per second value. But if it's ooh, no, because the number formatter is going to return always a non-empty string. Darn it. Here we go. We'll mess with that too. Per equals nothing. Great. And this will simply be tip, and then per. What the heck did I just do there? So I have either a format string of the actual tooltip for that gear, and then, you know, a dash with the per second value. And if it does have a per second value, then we're going to use this, and we're going to format it with the tooltip for the gear will go in here, and then the per second value that we saved as being this will go into here. Fantastic. But if the per second value is something falsy, meaning 0, our format string will be this, and the per second will be an empty string, so nothing. And then we're going to put the tooltip in here, and the per second, which is the empty string, nothing, right next to it. That seems to work fine. Then we make the tooltip. Okay. If the number formatter returned an empty string at any point, we could have just done, we could have had this value be gear.per_second or empty string. And then if there was no per second, it would be an empty string. That would be it. But 0 is falsy. A string that contains the character 0 is not falsy. So we can't do that. And so we won't. So I'm going to save this, and now I'm going to see what exploded. Nothing exploded again. Isn't that weird? Let me take this out. See? No explosions for now. Let me check the tooltips. Looks good. I don't see any things that shouldn't be there, and I see things that should be there. So, okay then. I'm going to click the button a few times. I do like the button implementation of from TCL. It's fast and it's clear that you've clicked it, and it has the expected you can move off and not have it click. I like that. It's a good implementation. Let's buy one of these and some of those. So now I have 20, and I'm at the max, 320 clicks per click. Let's get some auto cursors. All right. Now I'm getting this many clicks every second, which is apart from my per second thing. I know that I have, no, I have 10 times this value. It's the click strength, and I've got 10 auto cursors. So there we go. Add the percentage of CPS to each click. No, I don't need that now. Let's buy one of each thing, if possible. Ooh. Yeah, okay, that's doable. So now the waiting game, then we buy one of those, and I'm going to scroll down. That doesn't do anything. The whole clicking business, no. I rely on the idle part of the idle clicker. The clicking doesn't do so much. But no balance pass yet. So yeah. Can I buy this yet? I think I can. Yeah, I totally can. I'll buy this, and I buy one of these, and I buy one of those, and I buy one of those, and one of those. Buy, buy, buy. Wow. That got very easy very quickly. Let's buy a whole bunch of these. Whee! I feel like I'm shopping with a platinum credit card, because the more things I buy, the more money I have. The more quickly I get money. The dream. I want like 10-ish of each thing. I'm a hardcore idle clicker gamer. Really good at it. Okay. Oof. Let's see, double the noobs is clicking. Doesn't make any difference. I'm gonna keep doubling it until it's the max. Okay. Add the percentage of CPS to each click. Ooh. Now clicking does things. 10% of 3, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Still doesn't seem to do much. But it's stronger than it was. I just have, 1,000 times that much from CPS. So, once I get a golden cookie, the equivalent from Cookie Clicker, I don't know what it's gonna be called yet. Golden mouse, I don't know. That'll be like 1,000 times stronger. I'm thinking of like 1024, because why not? When I can buy more. So now I have even stronger clicks. Empower gremlins. Oh, that gave me a whole bunch more clicks per second. That's pretty good. Add a percentage of CPS to CPS. Okay, 6.1, E21, 6.2, 6.3, still 6.3, 6.4, 6.5. How many of these can I buy? Oh, that many. Okay. That many. Now I know. Goblins get braver with their gremlin brethren. That's a little more, yeah. Mobster, and this is to increase the clicks based on how many buildings I have. So 4.0 E22, not very strong. Yeah, that's not a strong dealie because it's based on how many buildings I have, and I have very few buildings, but a lot of CPS and something that has a percentage based on CPS. So I've bought pretty much everything in the game, and it's working, and I'm not seeing any errors, and it's giving me the numbers that I expect. So that's pretty cool. Things are working. Neat. Do you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna close. Goodbye. Because it's working. We added formatting for building prices, actual names of buildings into the buttons. Yes, I was going to do that. That's a good thing to do. What else did we do? We just made formatting more consistent. I'm adding that to the stream description. Made formatting more consistent. And added actual names of buildings to their buttons. Because, as you saw, we had, like, don't know what those things are. Click the old-fashioned way. I don't know what that is, right? What's doing that? So let's work on that part. And that is all in clickergear.txt because it's not part of the functionality of the program. It's just data. Clicker clicks whenever you click. Cursor, cursors that click all by themselves. Good. Doubles your clicks for a multiplier. Where's the name of this thing? CPS to click. Adds a percentage of CPS to each click. Okay. Make your clicks per second more stronger. What is this? No, next one. Next line. Tips. So that's the tip. Very, very funny, very good. CPS multiplier. Adds a percentage of CPS to CPS. That's understandable. A mobster to do blah blah blah. The description is mobster. That's not super clear. Click strength per building. Per building. Now let's put that in here, and there, and there, and here. Good. Double noobs clicking. That is clear. Let's call it noob training. Noob training to double noobs clicking. This I do not know how long each line is permitted to be by whatever system we'll be using. This is line 7 that we're on. We have 1,000 columns. This does need to be in a text file. Pretty sure. A lot of terminals have character limits that are, I don't know what they are, but sometimes people want to put gigantic things entered into the terminal. I don't know that it's bad that it doesn't work, because if you're relying on some gigantic pile of stuff in a single line in the terminal, you're not going to type that manually, because it's going to be wrong, I can tell you right now. Um, yeah, maybe if you're pasting it in, it might be from a text file. Might as well just use a text file, right? Right? So, let's see what we've got. Adds to your goblins clicks per second. Orcish pride is what? Goblins get braver with their goblin brethren. Okay. Noob training. Didn't I have something else that did something? Noob training is the name. Oh, multiplier is noob training. What's the name of this thing? Name is noob clicker. Yes, that is the item itself. A noob at clicking. No, that's the tip. Where's the description? Noob at clicking. That's what they are. Good. Descriptions. Name, gremlin. Description, a gremlin to click things. Perfect. Very descriptive. Description. Empower gremlins per noob owned. Perfect. Descriptions. A goblin to provide you with clicks. Kind of bland, but that's acceptable. Inclined plane. Doesn't say what it is. An inclined plane to roll some clicks your way with a plea. Pry some clicks up with a lever. And there with a wedge. Elbow grease. Elbow grease to click the old-fashioned way. Steam-powered contraption. Okay, that's fine. That's good. Cold fire clicker. Harness the power of cold to click. That's good. That's fine. Electric clicker. Electric powered clicking. Great. Name digital clicker. Precise clicking with a digital clicker. These names might be too long to be reasonable for a button. I might have to consolidate them into just being like short names like lever, and then the other stuff all gets shoved into the tooltip. I don't know. But it's easy because it's all going to be in this file. This one to the right? Yes, right here. It's all going to be in this file right over there. Floppy disk. Containing, it's not actually 1.4 million. That's okay. Zip disks, 750 meg. Remember those? Read some clicks from a CD, from a DVD. Blu-ray clicks. Displaying 1920 by 1080 clicks or more. Indeed, or more. Your clicks may vary. Store rewritable clicks on a USB flash drive. A hard drive for terabytes of clicks. Server rack from a server rack on the internet. A robot with mechanical arms, etc. A boosted cyborg. Okay. An android who looks almost human, but she's really good at clicking. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Hot air balloon, up I go. Okay. Hulu. is a hyper-intelligent shade of the color blue. I'm not sure how it's clicking. Hacker. A hacker to hack yourself some clicks. Okay, better. Let me put myself back down over here. This is all saved, okay, should be updated, still works, an inclined plane, blah, blah, blah. Let's see if it's a little wide, these buttons. I'm gonna increase the width of that part of the program slightly. Actually, let me do this first and actually show you what we've got. This is good, this is fine. This needs a bit more width, see over here. And maybe over there. Yeah, gonna need some more. So width is here, and we're gonna do 750. By the way, this is what is known as a magic number, and it's a magic number because if we're wondering how wide the application is, there's no listing right at the top that says width equals 700 or application width equals 700. But I'm only using it in exactly one place, and it does say width. And I don't know if anywhere else says width. There is a button and this. So there are two places that say width. So a magic number is a number that is in your code and applies to something, but you're not sure what necessarily if you haven't just written it. The classic learning example is you're writing a program to calculate interest or taxes or something. So you have some nice long calculation that goes and goes, and somewhere in there you have various values like the tax rate for your state and fees, and you just dump a bunch of numbers in there. And so you want to update it later for new tax laws, and then you go in there and you see a bunch of numbers and you don't know what they do. You might have like cost times 0.08 plus 1400 to the 1.01. I don't know what those are. Do you? No, because I just made it up. But the idea is those magic numbers, which are just bare numeric literals in your code, they make it more difficult to figure out later what your program is doing. So the style for that in something like Java would be to declare what's called final variables, and those usually are in all caps. Like you'd have interest rate, all capitalized, equals 0.08 or something, and then in your formula that does the calculation, you would refer to the variable interest rate. So if you ever want to change the interest rate, because maybe it's different, all you have to do is look for interest rate and change interest rate. You don't have to reverse engineer the formula to see this number was probably there because it's the interest rate. Let's change that. No. But this says width. It's the width. I think it's fine. Also, I'm not writing Java. Magic numbers are still bad. But it's in one place and it says width and height. So, it's fine. I changed it to 750 and I'm going to run it and it's probably fine. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. I'll show you. There. See? Fine, just fine. Looks good. Wonderful. Beautiful. Cut. Print. That's a wrap. Almost an hour. I think we got some good stuff done. let's go over it and see what we changed. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing new. Nothing new in those. Nothing new in here. The width is different. We changed that. We changed this. We added this stuff. All of this is new and improved. What else have we got? This is all the same. It's all the same. All the same. We didn't touch this. Didn't touch this. Do 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 do. Didn't touch this. Yes. That's all the same. Yeah, see this? Magic number. Magic number. This is also a magic number. So say I wanted to decrease the strength of the CPS multiplier. I guess I could just look for multiplier, but this is just some random numerical literal in a formula. It's not good. Don't try this at home. It's fine here because this is just it's pretty clear what it's doing. What I might do is add a comment saying like 10 to the 308 is the limit for floats. Could be good, but I'm not going to do that yet. And we didn't change any of this. Did we mess with this? I don't think so. Purchase. Something's different here, I believe. Yes. This business is new and improved. It's cool. It doesn't get the text for the thing from the widget itself. That's just weird. Who would do that? I don't know. I did that, but I fixed it. Update. I think this is all the same. Here's another magic number. I don't know if it needs explanation because it's for per second stuff, and it's 1,000 milliseconds per second. Like the most we could do here is write milliseconds per second equals 1,000. That's not incredibly useful. And then we'd put milliseconds per second here, and I don't know that that adds any value. An acceptable magic number that I've heard is 0. That is okay to be a magic number. Because there are numbers that are 0 and numbers that are not 0. There's only one number that's 0 and it's 0. But numbers that are not 0 are legion. So that's what we did. Formatting for building prices. Yes, formatting more consistent. We certainly did that when we changed clicker gear a bunch. This whole stuff. And added the names of buildings to their buttons. I might be changing that again in the future because some of them have kind of longer descriptions, and I don't know if that's good to be in the button. It should just be a short, like the name, pretty much. Like lever instead of price, some clicks up with the lever. I don't know. But yeah, I will be pushing the previous segments commit, I guess, because a couple days ago I did make some changes, but I didn't move them from the other computer, didn't do anything with them because they weren't shown, so I did them here, but I'm still going to push them separately, and that'll be its own commit, and then I will have the next one, which is everything else that we did today, and I will push those to the GitHub repo with this stuff. which you can feel free to explore and fork, etc., and so forth. So much fun. Um, and I think that's it. What day is today? Sunday? Saturday? Saturday. So there will be no more Python this week because it's the last day of the week. So I'll have more next week, and we will continue this. I don't know exactly what we're going to do. Probably start with let me add it to my notes. Uh, and how about... So I said I was going to clean up the button descriptions. So we're gonna strip down the button descriptions and move the fluff to tooltips. That's one thing we're gonna do. Other than that, I think that's all the refactoring and tidying up that I can think of to procrastinate before adding things like golden cookies and achievements and stuff. So we might have to start on that next time. Maybe golden cookies? It's gonna be messy. It's gonna be like adding a widget, and then the widget will go away and come back at various times, and it's gonna include the random module and maybe some grid forget. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. And a lot of after calls, I can tell you that much. We'll have fun planning that live on stream next time, I guess. And that's probably what we'll do. So that's the plan for next time. Clean up the buttons and golden click things. Alright, I think that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to end the stream, so have a good night, and I'll see you next time.